The Under-19 Cricket World Cup 2026 match between India Under-19 and the New Zealand Under-19 is currently underway in Bulawayo. India have bundled out New Zealand for 135 in 36.2 overs in Bulawayo. The match has been reduced to 37 overs per side due to two separate rain interruptions. Opting to bowl, India always dominated the proceedings as they kept on taking wickets at the regular interval. The rain interrupted India's excellent start with the ball. India's under-19 fast bowler R.S. Ambrish has breathed fire, taking early 3 wickets, leaving the New Zealand under-19 team 5 wickets down after 9 overs. For India, R.S. Ambrish took 4 wickets while Hanil Patel took 3. Apart from them, Khilan Patel, Mohammad Anan and Kanesh Chauhan took 1 wicket each. The match holds added importance as both the teams are through to the Super 6 and will carry forward their points and run rate from this game. And to break down India's dominance performance and the conditions and what it means for the young side of the Indian team, the under-19 team at the World Cup, we are joined by senior sports journalist Vimal Kumar, who has been closely tracking the tournament. Vimal, a very warm welcome on the show, the Match Point. And you know that this team, the under-19 team, has exceptional batters like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Ayush Matre, Vihan Malhotra, Abhigyan Kundu, Vedant Trivedi. So these extraordinary players we have seen, they have performed exceptionally well in recent time. So this time around, can they cross the final hurdle, the kind of performance they are delivering?
I think, Narayan, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. And it must be so far that because the match is still on and Indian fans must be delighted the kind of strength Indian under-19 boys have shown so far in this game. Because if you look at India and New Zealand, especially whenever they play the ICC game, we always think, okay, New Zealand is a bogey team. We haven't forgotten what happened in 2019 Senior Men's World Cup when India lost to New Zealand in a crucial semi-final game, and then obviously WTC final where India lost. And recently, if you look at the Test series loss and then the ODI series loss, but thankfully the T20 team is playing exceedingly well and right now. And probably, if you look at the under 19 level, New Zealand doesn't seem to have that kind of depth. If you look at, in fact, if you look at this New Zealand team, if I'm not wrong, there are at least 3 to 4 players who are of Indian origin. And I was speaking to some of the senior New Zealand journalists and couple of players. They were saying in the coming days, in the coming years, you will see a lot of Shodhis and Patels who are like we are always surprised. Oh, is Shodhi is playing for New Zealand? Someone playing someone from Indian origin, but in 5 years, 10 years time, you will see a lot of Indian names. But right now, obviously, Indian under-19 team is too good, especially if you look at two guy. We will definitely point it out that Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Ayush Matre, these two guys, especially the way they have performed in IPL, one of the very competitive leagues in the world, and they have shown the world. And I was recently, in fact, just before they departed to the Zimbabwe for the World Cup, I was in Dubai. They were playing the Under-19 Asia Cup. And I had the opportunity to interact with some of these youngsters, the coaching staff, Sunil Joshi, the former India bowler, and then Rishikesh Karitkar, very quiet man. Usually, the way they were being mentored, guided, I think it augurs well for Indian cricket. And so far, I think even though match was intervened by rain, India is in a very dominant situation.
So definitely India is a very dominant side and recently they have performed very well. We have exceptional batters. Everyone knows in the world of cricket, Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Talking about the pacers, Amrish, Hanil and Khilan. And Khilan, we can say that they have performed exceptionally well. Today's match, Amrish has taken 4 wickets, Hanil has 3 wickets. So how you look this set of bowlers, they are performing at such a young age, and how you look the future of the Indian pace bowler considering the kind of bench strength we have right now?
I think this is a great sign because if you talk about Ambrish and other guys, They were the ones so far they were under the radar. People were not talking about, because whenever it comes to the under 19 team, mostly we are talking about Vihan Malhotra, Ayush Mhatre, Suryavanshi, even the from the bowlers we were not talking too much. So this also shows that not only India is blessed to have some of the fine young batting talent, but also bowling. But that there remains challenge. If you look at the history of under 19 World Cup over the years, over the decades, very few bowlers have made a smooth transition from under 19 to India level. If you look at some of the top bowlers, like in this team, like you talk about someone like all these under 19 star, like whether it was Yuvraj Singh, Mohammad Kaif, Virendra Sehwag, Virat Kohli, you name it, all these players, or even those players who did not do exceedingly well in under 19, most of them have managed to play for India, have a great career in IPL and others, like say someone like KL Rahul and all that. But very few bowlers go on to dominate the senior team. Like when you talk about the senior under 19 boys, who comes to your mind? Like someone like maybe Irfan Pathan, a decade back, he plays in, if I'm not wrong, 2002 New Zealand. The same they played. He was sensational there, although India did not qualify for the final. Ravindra Jadeja is one player, but Ravindra Jadeja primarily as an all-rounder. You look at Piyush Chawla, I remember because I was there in. Otherwise, most of these under 19 bowlers find it somehow. I don't know why. Somehow they find it difficult to step up. Like you talk about this guy from the last batch. I remember Nagar Koti, Shivam Mavi.
Right.
These type of ball. They were superb when India won the World Cup and they got the IPL contract. And after that, they were stuck. Sometimes injury, sometimes form. So in recent times, you talk about very few, like someone like Kuldeep Yadav. You can say that Kuldeep
Right.
Yadav is he played in the under 19 World Cup, but Kuldeep was not exceedingly well. He obviously Kuldeep did well in Ranji Trophy and other different India A, and then he graduated. But so that is the one thing we all have to keep in mind.
Vimal, a
Hopefully,
right point mentioned by you, the way you said that we have seen multiple batters who dominated the world cricket after playing the under 19 for the Team India, but the bowlers haven't did the same job. But talking about the way our domestic cricket has given a multiple stars to us, how you rate India's domestic cricket structure? Because if you take a look, India is dominating the world cricket. But thing is that at the under 19 stage in the past few years, whether it's the Asia Cup final where we lost to Pakistan, and after that the previous edition of the World Cup, under 19 World Cup, where we lost to Australia. So do you think some sort of, we can say that psychological help is needed, some sort of the motivation classes is needed for these young boys to cross the final hurdle?
no, I will not read too much into that. I know I was there, as I told you, that recently when the Asia Cup final happened, and Indian team, like I saw the league match. India were too good, dominant, and there is a sense of awe around this Indian team. So much talent. Most of these guys look very mature, even if their age is like what 17, 18. Like so you look at someone like Vaibhav Suryavanshi, he's the classic story, and when you see these kids so confident of their ability, I think yeah, here and there you will always lose odd man. But if you look at India's record in the in T20, sorry, in the under 19 World Cup, it has been astonishing. Like for the last 25 years, let's talk about from 2000 to 2025 World Cup. What India 2006 when Rohit Sharma was there, part of the team. I remember going to Sri Lanka. So from 2006, they lost in the final again against Pakistan. I remember meeting young Rohit Sharma, Cheteshwar Pujara, all these guys, Piyush Chawla, Ravindra Jadeja. They all were there, and they still tease me that at that point of time we met there. Venkatesh Prasad was coach, but 2006 final India lost. Then 2008 they won under Virat Kohli. 2010, if you look at 2010 they won. 12 they lost the final. 14 they won. So most of the time they have just lost two. There have been only two times where they have not able to make to the finals, or either they have been to the finals or the champion. So that under 19 level, if any teams comes closer to match India in terms of talent and consistency, it is Australia.
Right.
Australia. So and the record of Indian under 19 is terrific. So I don't think see obviously this team is playing well, but we all know that semi-final and final is a different beast altogether. On that day,
Right.
knockout games, anything can happen. So I
Right, as
don't
you
read
mentioned
too
that
much into that.
always a knockout game like semi-final and final is a different ball altogether. We know that this Indian team has the potential, as you mentioned. And thanks, Vimal, for giving a wonderful perspective of the Under-19 World Cup, especially the match between India 19 Under-19 and the New Zealand Under-19. Thanks a lot for joining us.